Welcome back to Retro Tech Toys, everybody. How you doing today? I'm doing really well, and I've got something to show you guys. This thing is pretty cool. I ordered this about 3 days ago, and the reason why I ordered it is because I've been collecting Nintendo games, like regular NES, and I've been doing a lot of cartridge cleaning and restoration of games and so forth, getting a lot of older games to work again, and I got tired of using the original hardware because, you know, it's 35 or more years old. And I just finished restoring my NES, well, it's actually my wife's NES, but I don't want to wear it out just testing games and putting dirty games in there and doing all that kind of stuff. So I decided to order this. This is the CLASSIQ N, and it's an NES clone, and we're going to check it out. We're going to unbox it together and hook it up and see how well it fares. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. Okay, we're back. This is the CLASSIQ N. It's an NES clone. I got mine on Amazon for around $24. They fluctuate. Sometimes you get around 20 bucks, sometimes they're around $25 or $26. Mine was kind of right in between, but that's fantastic. I needed something that was a little bit cheaper, but still played NES games really well, and this was reviewed quite well on Amazon, so I picked it up because it was $24. That's really cheap. It does connect via RCA. It does not have an HD output. It does not do 720p. It does not have an HDMI port. It's simply audio video through RCA. So that out of the way, you know, my favorite little monitor that I have here, it's got those ports, so we can play that on this just like we would a regular NES, and, you know, that works perfectly for me. Let's unbox it, let's hook it up, and we'll try a couple of games and see if we like it. Okay, here we are. Now, right away, this is how this got sent to me from Amazon, so I was a little surprised. Usually you'll see the tiniest little thing that you order and they'll put it in the biggest box, or at least they'll put it in some kind of bubble wrap with protection or something, but no. They slapped a label on it and sent it my way. So that was a little concerning, but you know, it looks like it's in one piece and that's fine. I've actually already looked at it and it arrived perfectly fine. So looking at the back of the box here, this comes with a power brick and a micro USB cable. It comes with 2 of their branded controllers. It comes with a unit itself, and it comes with an RCA cable to connect to your TV or monitor. So that's quite a lot for 20 bucks. It comes with every single thing you need. And yeah, that's pretty good for a cheap system like this. And excuse me, I said 20 bucks, but mine was about $24, as I said earlier, but that's really good. So let's open it up and we'll see what it looks like. And the box lifts up. Now, it did have this nice little plastic sheet over it. I like that. And here is the cable it comes with. It comes with a power brick. They often don't. The PlayStation Classic didn't come with a power brick or a cable, and it was, what was it, $100 when it came out. So we've got that, plug it in. We have a pretty decent size, but sort of cheap looking RCA cable, but that's all we're gonna need. This comes with not 1, but 2 controllers. And the good thing about this is that you can actually plug in your original NES controllers and those work just fine. Last but not least, we've got the unit itself, and it's a small unit, so it's gonna fit on your shelf just fine or wherever you want to display it. We've got all your ports on the back, and then we've got a micro USB right there. There's the cartridge slot, and clearly it's a top loader, and I really like that. That's one of the things I don't like about the original NES. I like the way it looks, but I don't like how it loads cartridges. So I much prefer the updated top-loading Nintendo as far as playing games and not messing up. So this fits right there along with that. I like the colors. It looks nice. It's just kind of like a black and red look, and it's pretty lightweight, but it doesn't feel cheap. The plastic feels pretty strong. It's not that thin, you know, malleable plastic like you're used to with super cheap things from like AliExpress. We've got 2 controller ports here. We've got a power button and a reset button, and the reset button kind of has a click. So that's like an actual micro switch in there. That's pretty cool. And that's this. So let's plug it up and we'll try it out on my little monitor. I cannot put it through a capture card, unfortunately, because I do not have a capture card that allows me to plug in RCA. I only have a capture card that lets me go through HDMI. But that's all right. We're going to hook it up to the TV and we'll check it out and see if this thing's any good. So just so you hook it up correctly, the first controller port has one little dot beside it, and the second one has two little dots beside it, just to let you know which is which. Okay, we're back. Now I've got two games that we're going to test with it. We're going to test The Legend of Zelda. I've got my gold cart here, and we're going to test Star Tropics. So plugging these in is as simple as just pressing it down and turning it on. Now we've got the controller that it came with. And I don't know if you can hear that, but it is just a little bit distorted, so it's not a totally faithful audio reproduction. And we expect that for a cheap system. Also, just to let you know, I'm playing this game through the viewfinder on the camera, so that's why I'm doing so badly. But otherwise, the graphics look fantastic. Everything looks crystal clear. I'm really impressed with that so far. So it sounds okay with some distortion, but it still sounds fine. And some of that can be attributed to the speaker of this monitor, but not all of that, because this monitor actually sounds okay. So again, we have those distortions, but graphically it looks really nice. And the sound's still okay. I mean, this is much better than I expected for, you know, a $20 to $24 NES clone. So it's doing really well. So yeah, this thing works fantastically. It's a top loader. The games just pop out and slide right in without any issues. So I'm really excited for this thing. I'm going to be using this a lot. Lastly, let's go ahead and take it apart. We'll see what this thing's packing inside. Okay, to get this apart, we've got to take out some screws, and they're hidden under these feet. So we've got to take off these little rubber feet. And there might actually be one under here too. And I don't want to mess that sticker up. All right, now fingers crossed I don't have to take the sticker off. And no, I don't. That's good. I see what's hooked up to that sticker. It's the cartridge slot for the Nintendo. Okay, so here's what we've got. And this is really interesting. There is almost nothing here. And a lot of it's held on with glue, so I'm not taking that off. Okay, we've got our red LED held on here with glue, if you can see that. And just a little PCB that controls the lighting. We've got a little PCB that controls the buttons over here in the controller ports. And that is hidden right there. And we've got two more tiny little PCBs here. This is for the power and for the audio and video connections. Then we have a couple of ribbon cables. And here's what I believe to be the main PCB right here where the cartridge port is. And there's just not a whole lot going on here. Let me see if I can read any of this. Here's some writing here that says Z8981-72P version 1.11. And then underneath that it says 201-705-13. And that's it. I don't have any other information. We see a couple of capacitors. And there's actually a whole lot of glue or something, like there's some residue on the board. So I'm not going to take this out. I don't want to mess anything up. But that's all we have here. That's all this is. There's nothing more. So, and I know you don't need a whole lot because it's just trying to emulate an NES. And I mean, we know that you can even do that with a Raspberry Pi Zero, and that's much less than what we've got here. That's it. That's the CLASSIQ N. That's the inside. So make of this what you will. There's not a whole lot going on there, but it gets the job done. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Is this thing worth it? Absolutely. I love it. I'm going to be using it a lot. It works great. It works with original NES cartridges, and it's supposed to work with homebrew. On the back of the box, it does say that it's not 100% compatible with all NES games, but I haven't found a single one yet in my collection that won't run on it. So take that as you will. I think it's a great deal. I'll leave a link below if you want to check it out, if you want to see all the reviews. Thank you so much for watching Retro Tech Toys. I'll be back really soon, and I'll see you next time.